for our viewers. And welcome to the smAshlights section during this smAsho stream, where we'll talk about, I don't know, whatever we want. Let's see what's first on the agenda. And please just bear with me one moment, folks. I've got to open up some docs to make sure that we can view the chat if anybody is chatting with us here in the live stream. So today's smAshlight section is going to contain some stuff about all kinds of spooky things. And let's kick up some mood music to make the right sort of a atmosphere, shall we? All right. And again, we're very, very scared, and we're going to talk some tales of terror. Now we're listening to Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor right now, and let me read some tales of terror. Now, we covered this momentarily over the weekend, yesterday on Sunday's Daily Space Weather video. If you haven't watched that, perhaps check it out. It's an article that we're going to revisit, written by illiterate author Jeremy Schneider. If you'd like to email Jeremy, send him an email at njschneider@njadvancemedia.com. That's njschneider at njadvancemedia.com. As he's very, very scared. And of course, I'm very, very scared too. I'm scared for you, folks. Check it out. Updated on Saturday, June 27th, Jersey Shore nightlife is back, and it scared the hell out of me. Now, this reporter, he drove up to a bar, which had a cover charge, which would scare the hell out of me. But anyway, there was a massive line there, and there were a bunch of people standing too close to be considered socially distanced. Many of the people were not even wearing masks, threatening to shut down his visit to the bar before it even begun. The long, cramped, and mostly unmasked line to get into the outdoor bar almost sent Jeremy packing. Whether it was fudge packing or not, I have no idea, and I don't really care. It turns out this bar must be only concerned about profits and not people, or spikes in COVID-19 cases. Oh yes. Did you hear about the infamous Lake of the Ozarks pool party? I didn't. And I think I'm going to print up shirts that say, "Please cough on me." What say you? Check it out, it's some irony. Some around him in line were talking about, you guessed it, the soaring coronavirus totals in other states like Texas and Florida. Call me Mr. Cautious, but this is how we get there, folks. Now, I assume Jeremy was wearing a mask and looking like a complete COVIDiot and not understanding the first thing about the transmission of infectious diseases or about personal protective equipment. But it's certain that Jeremy is illiterate, as he likes to start sentences with the word "but." So Jeremy, please take College Lit 101. Now, Jeremy was thrilled that there was no line, but soon found out that was because they were no longer letting people in. Now that sounds scary. A bouncer told him the plan was to cut off admission at 10 p.m. An employee told our photographer that things had been mellow all night, seemingly heeding the warning from Belmar Mayor Mark Walsafa, who last week said if they didn't shape up, they're going to get shut down, and they know it. Oh my God. Oh. Getting turned away is better than waiting in an unsafe line, even if you're safe once you get into the bar. I don't know why you'd be safe once you get into the bar, but here's another sentence starting with a conjunction, and the line gets much, much safer. If you just freaking wear a mask, This feels like a bad Black Mirror episode where we have very effective means of combating a deadly disease, but many people refuse to do it just because? I think it's because reasons, Jeremy. And there are reasons why you should be able to write a sentence before becoming a professional journalist. So we enjoy our article, and we look for more of them in the future so we can laugh and laugh. Now, perhaps we will not be laughing as hard as we are at Dungeons & Dragons. Now, Wizards of the Coast, the parent company behind D&D, and I apologize if my voice has gotten gruff, because I've been yelling and ranting for days about how idiotic some people are. And indeed, COVID-idiotic. Check it out. Turns out Dungeons & Dragons is racist! Oh, no! Now, the orcs featured in Dungeons & Dragons are innately evil entities, and it's believed that they were created by J.R.R. Tolkien, another known racist. Anyway, they're trying to get you to be able to play full orc characters for some reason. Right now you can only play half orcs, and I think this is another example of speciesism, folks. What say you? Check out this HuffPo article. Dungeons & Dragons race issues have deep roots in the world of fantasy. So stop being such a racist, you speciesist plutocrat. Speaking of plutocrats, the next round of lockdowns won't be as easy as the first, because people aren't going to obey them, because what's happened is people have seen the government say, hey, lock down unless you're protesting or burning down buildings. Then you're fine. Oh, make sure you socially distance while you're rioting. Now, I'm a big supporter of peaceful protests. By the way, the new lockdowns will be longer and could last for who knows how long. Now, I'm what we call essential personnel. And by the way, you're essential too. All humans are. So, yeah, like I said, compliance will be a problem. Especially since everybody is more broke than they were a few months ago. So politicians will insist that we're all in it together as they collect six-figure salaries to sit around at home and do nothing and pretend to be effective in any way as public policymakers. Here's somebody who's not effective in any way as a public policymaker, Bill de Blasio, whose performance sucks so hard that he's making NYC unlivable. Let's just move on, as this is just an opinion piece here in the New York Post by Michael Goodwin. And shout out to Michael Goodwin. If you want to come on the show during a smAshlight section, we'd be more than happy to have you. Tragically, the coronavirus, economic shutdowns, and the frequent street protests mixed with pillaging and vandalism are no ordinary hurdles, but they are surmountable with courageous leadership, something that Governor de Blasio lacks. He is a virtue-signaling hack, and I'm just going to move on to talk about Pennsylvania's top COVIDiots, former NCAA linebacker Dr. Rachel Levine, who's not qualified to tell me anything about health, and Pennsylvania's top COVIDiot, Governor Tom Wolf. Now, there's been all kinds of petitions, one of which was authored by me, to get rid of Governor Tom Wolf. Please leave a comment if you'd like to start a GoFundMe to purchase him a one-way ticket to Bangladesh, Antarctica, Siberia, or some other place. Perhaps a place with no extradition treaties where we can, hold political, plutocratic, corporatist criminals responsible for their fuck-ups. Hey, Tom, that's an awful nice government you have there. Be a shame if it shuts down. You know what I'm saying? It's an awful nice government. The only non-essential business is the government, as officials are paid way too much money to do way too little work and contribute nothing to society. I don't know if Tom Wolf fills up his swimming pool the same way Bernie Sanders does, but the idea that higher taxes stimulate the economy are equivalent to you taking water out of the shallow under your pool, spilling a bunch of it, that's government payroll, and then pouring the rest in the shallow end and wondering why your pool's empty. So, don't have an infantile response to things like all of mankind has had to Fisher-Price, my first pandemic. What a joke. What a joke. Hey, how about focusing on general health and respiratory health And, cardiovascular disease, the thing that kills tens of times more people in first world countries. By the way, malaria kills more people around the equator in non-first world countries. So anyway, congratulations on surviving a global pandemic so far. And let us know if you'd like to see merch like this, or merch like this, or perhaps something else. And thanks for tuning in to the Smash Stream's smAshlight section. And now it's time to move on to more stuff, more fascinating stuff.